All right, timed it up pretty good. So I went live on Instagram and Facebook exact same time. So I got my phone right here. Facebook family, what's up? Hope everybody's doing awesome today. This is Dr. Brandt Green, and so back with episode 3 of a little video podcast, practice secrets, or practice marketing secrets. Today I'm going to talk a little bit more about the actual sales or value ladder in a practice and how you can use that and leverage it for your marketing, and ultimately how you can kind of build your entire business around what's called a sales or a value ladder. Before we get started, though, I wanted to clear up one thing. I did get some feedback from a friend of mine, actually, that was watching the last episode, and he made a note about bait, and he said bait kind of comes off maybe as a non-ideal term. Just so you guys know, bait is just a term that we're using in marketing to it's a product, it's a download, it's some people call it a lead magnet, and all it is it's something that you can offer people to get them to move from where they are now to where you need them to go to the next phase of your funnel. So bait is just anything you can think of, whatever business you're in, that gets people to move from where they are to the next step, right? And so bait could be a free book, it could be a download, it could be a video series, it could be a discounted offer, a free plus shipping offer. Bait is just a unique discount. If you're offering a limited time discount on something, bait is just something that's really attractive that gets people to want to bite, take action, right? So think about fishing. If you're trying to catch fish, you got to use the right bait to catch the type of fish you want. Not every fish responds to the same bait. As in practice, we all tend to think that we should use one piece of bait and be able to get everyone and anyone. Chiropractic is really bad about this. We have chiropractic is the only thing we offer, and we try to catch so many different types of fish or patient types with it, and it doesn't work that way, and that's the reason why so many chiropractors struggle. So same thing. You want to catch a mouse, you use a different type of bait. Bait is just what you can do to get people to come into your world, right? So, and I'll talk a little bit more about that today as we go through this little process. But first, I want to tell you guys a little story. So the last few weeks, we've had some really, really huge, awesome growth with 10x Digital Marketing, which is lead generation and marketing for practices, mostly in the multidisciplinary integrated space. I do a lot of stem cell and regenerative medicine seminars and talks. We work with chiropractors that are trying to bring chiropractic patients in as well. And one of the things I see a lot of is the narrowness of the practice sales letter. So I was on the phone. I've had 3 conversations this week. So 3 conversations just this week with different prospective clients and different existing clients about how we're using our marketing services and how we're bringing leads into their practice, and they're not really leveraging them to the full extent. So I'll tell you a story about, we'll call him Dr. T, right? And so we've been running ads for Dr. T for a little bit now. We're currently running regenerative medicine stem cell campaign. We're trying to fill up a seminar for his practice. So we're running lead generation from Facebook to a landing page funnel, get people to sign up for the seminar. And we're getting a lot of leads, and the results are really great, and it's awesome. So Dr. T is one of the practices that we work with that also has a full physical medicine practice. So they offer pain management, physical medicine. They also offer chiropractic, rehab. So they offer like a wide spectrum. So the same kind of model that I use in our practice. And so we're running ads for him, and we're getting good leads and good generation. But he said, hey, we're getting a lot of people coming into the funnel that are spine for regen med, like they're looking for spinal related. We don't currently have a C-arm, which basically is it's a if you don't know what a C-arm is, it's a motion X-ray. It allows you to take movement X-rays, and you need the C-arm to be able to do large joint and spinal related injections or treatments, because you need to be able to have the accuracy for the guidance. And he's like, hey doc, Dr. Green, we don't have a C-arm. We have to turn away these spine related patients. And I had to stop from screaming at him and say, look, hey, just because they're coming in for regenerative medicine doesn't mean you need to turn them away. Because for one, trying to explain to him that when you bring a patient in for regenerative medicine, it doesn't necessarily mean it has, if they say it's because of their neck or their back and they have back pain and they want the stem cell regenerative medicine treatments for it, and you're not equipped to do it, well, it doesn't mean you still can't do a thorough eval on them and see if If the pain is actually, if the issue is coming from their spine itself, like a facet or a disc, or if it's actually coming from the soft tissues around the spine, which if it's coming from the musculature around the spine or the ligaments in the, like the iliolumbar ligament in the low back, you can treat those without a C-arm and still be fully compliant and get everything you need for the patient. And so they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And so first of all, understand that first offer, like don't write people off if they don't fit exactly into that one single offer that you're throwing out there. If they bite the bait, then you turn around and find out that that wasn't the best bait for them. You don't throw them back. You just bring them into the other pond, with the other fish. Like you use a different, like you just move them to the next phase or move them up or down your sales ladder. So I'll explain what I mean in a minute. So that was the first thing, is they were turning people away without thinking through their business plan a little bit. And then the second phase was even that, like, so we're bringing people in for the Regen Med, and if they're not a candidate for Regen Med, they're turning them away. Well, it's like, well, what about all the other services that you offer in your practice? You could downsell them. So regenerative medicines are high ticket patients, right? So they bring in a lot of revenue. They're highly profitable, great for practice patients. Everybody's a win-win. But some people, whether it be financially or whatever the case may be, it's not the option. Well, instead of turning them away, like bring them down the sales funnel. So downsell them on the next thing, and keep them as a patient. So then at least you're breaking even. You're becoming, like, you're still profitable on the marketing too, and that's going to allow you to spend more money on marketing for the next round. And instead of just turning away, like plug them in somewhere else. And so that concept of a sales ladder, a value ladder, is absolutely critical. So for example, one of the things we do in our practice is we market for regenerative medicine, and it's really expensive to market for those patients. You have to spend a lot of money. You get people to a seminar, and then it's a numbers game. You can convert a lot of them to patients, and but the care is expensive. Now, if we were only doing that, we were keeping a narrow funnel, we would lose, like, all the people that come in, we would get only a small percentage of them to become patients and to do the regenerative medicine treatments. But because we have a very clean sales ladder in our practice, if they come in for regenerative medicine and we find out they're not a candidate for that, we can downsell them on the other services that we offer. And that's insanely powerful. Like, to be able to bring people down to the next product, offer them that, a different service, offer them that, then you can always turn around and remarket back to that next product again down the future, right? I want to go through what I mean by that. So if you are in business in general, especially in the healthcare related business, you definitely need to build out your sales ladder. A sales ladder is basically your business on a line chart. And so this is an example of one right here. So I'll go through it in just a second, but why is this important to have a sales ladder? The biggest reason why to do this is if you are in business and you offer one product or one service, right? You have what's called one vertical, right? So you literally offer one product, one service, it's one vertical, and it really limits you on what you can do to grow. And then also, if anything ever happens to that, if that industry changes or shifts, or that market shifts, or something happens, and you've only got one leg, one vertical, you don't, like, your business is susceptible. It's a high risk. Like, you're risking going under, going bankrupt. And so you see this a lot with chiropractors in my space. With chiropractors come into practice and they only want to offer chiropractic adjustments. And I get it, I understand. I was the same way for a long time. You only want to do the adjustments, you only want to do the treatment. And it's because you want to stay in that lane, you want to stay in that niche of chiropractic. I get it, trust me. But the problem is if anything ever shifts in that space, you're kind of screwed, right? You're gonna have a really hard time. And the other component is if somebody moves next door to you and they offer chiropractic, but then they also offer one more thing that creates more value for the same price, one more thing for the same value, same price. Doesn't matter about the technique, doesn't matter about the price. If they offer more for less money or more for the same money, you're going to lose patients, you're going to lose market share. And so the reason why you want to create other service centers into a business and have upsells and downsells and create somewhere for people to go is because you want to be able to diversify your business, but you also want to create more value for the ones that are already there, right? So if they come in for chiropractic, how can you create more value? What else can you offer them? What other giveaways can you stack right in there? So if someone signs up for an adjustment and they want to get 6 adjustments with you, well, what else can you give them that makes those 6 adjustments more value. Maybe you give them a take-home exercise kit, or you give them a band kit, or maybe you give them a bottle of Biofreeze. Something simple. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm sure you can think of something. Every business has something that they can create more value with that will cost little to nothing and create so much more value in the eyes of the buyer that it makes you the easy decision to go with. If you have 3 chiropractors all offering adjustments, but one of them is offering a little bit more, it makes it easy to go with them. So something to definitely think about. So I would strongly encourage any of you that are in practice, your business, look at the services that you offer and figure out where they fit on your sales ladder, and then figure out what are the little things you can do to plug in there to create more value at each level in each phase. So I'll go through a couple of examples real quick. So this is a value ladder for a practice. Yesterday we talked about, or not yesterday, the last episode we talked about funnels. And funnels are, what you want to do to get traffic or to get marketing, get people into your business at whatever phase you're looking to bring them in. And then once you use the funnel to get them in, then use your sales ladder to drive them up through your business, right? And so this is the funnel, right, that we talked about last time. So we do, for example, like Facebook marketing, email marketing, SEO, website. We're bringing traffic or people into the funnel. And at this phase, we're bringing them at this level of the sales ladder. So we would be marketing directly for, let's say, a free download or a discounted offer, right? So discounted marketing, free consultation, right? So you market here, low cost to market to get those leads. We bring them into this low point on the sales ladder. And this is where a lot of chiropractors get upset about, I don't want to give away my care. I don't want to discount my care. It discredits the profession, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. It's all horseshit. It doesn't discount any care. It doesn't discount the profession, the value of what you do. It gives people an opportunity to take action. You're creating more value than you're receiving, so it makes it easy for people to take action. That's it. You're creating bait. So bait and front-end offer is where you typically want to market to. This is where you want to spend your marketing dollars on bait and front-end offer. And then if you have a good, solid business structure, it makes it easy to bring people in on a front-end offer for a discount and lose money or break even, and then push them up your sales ladder. So you bring them in for a discounted offer, a free download, free consult, and then you sell them on a chiropractic adjustment or a massage. And then from there, you could upsell them into a care plan. You give them more care for a lower price. So care plan, care package. You can add in into a practice model for a business. You can add in rehab or PT services or modalities. So you can add in extra service centers. You can add in like deep tissue laser as another one, for example. So you're creating more value, more services, more revenue too, because now you can charge more for your care. You don't have to compete on price with the guy down the street because you're delivering more care, more services, more goods for same or slightly more expensive. So you don't have to compete on price. It's not a race to the bottom, right? So you move them from low point of entry, cost per lead, break even, profitable, right? If I market directly here, it's a lot more expensive to market here, right? If I market down here, it's little to nothing. Drive people up the sales ladder. So for most practices, adding in rehab, adding in ancillary service, massage, laser, easy things you can add to your practice. And then the reason why practices like to integrate is because of the same thing. They just keep that process going. What else can we add? What other value can we add to a practice? What other services can we offer our patients? So if we have patients that all meet a certain demographic or criteria, that avatar, that ideal client, what are the things that they're asking for? What are the things they're interested in? Well, if I can bring it in-house and it fits within my model and my business model, then why not? So that's why practices like mine like to integrate. So we bring in the medical model and we cherry pick what we like about it. We bring that in and embrace it, and then we cast away the rest. So for us, it's non-opiate, so non-drug, non-surgical pain management. So everything that falls underneath that umbrella, we're game on. So we bring people in for a chiropractic offer, and we can bring them in for really cheap down here, low cost, and ultimately drive them all the way up through the medical. And now we're getting paid to get medical patients because we already made our money back here. Now we're actually getting paid to get new medical patients. And then from that even into the regenerative medicine stem cell market, right? So I'm actually getting paid to get people up here. I'm getting paid to get new customers. Think about that. Pretty awesome. Now I can also do so front end offer and bait here for these services down here. I can also do direct marketing into these higher ticket, higher tier programs, but it's a lot more expensive to market and get those leads, get those customers. You're going to spend more money to get them. But if you have good systems and good protocols and good services in here and you create a lot of value, you're still going to do really well. So for what I do for clients and I do for myself is we actually do both. We market front end. So we do front end offers down here for the bait. We have funnels for that. And we also have funnels up here that we're bringing in people direct to the high ticket items. And both work really well. But when people come up here and they're not qualified, we downsell them into these programs. People that come in through here, we qualify them and then we move them up our sales ladder over time, right? This is how you run a business successfully and sustainably. And if you do it right, every time you try to upsell them, there should be a process in place to do that, whether that be sitting down with them and having conversations and consultations, whether it be email marketing, whether it be just direct interaction day to day. There should be a process where if they come in for one product or services, if they can benefit from the next thing you offer, you should have a process in place to get them up to that next level, up to the next level. As long as you're focused on delivering and over delivering and providing as much value as you can, and obviously within healthcare, you're doing it within the medical necessity and you're doing it compliantly, you're only going to get better results, better reviews, happier customers, happier clients, and you're going to make a lot more money. There literally is no way to lose if you do it the right way. So if you're in business, if you're in practice, I would strongly, strongly encourage you to write down on paper, just like this, what does your business look like from a sales ladder standpoint? What is your low ticket items and offers? What are your high ticket items and offers? What services are you offering in the middle? And then figure out what you could add that would be free or little to nothing, or things that maybe you could look into invest in over time. So like a laser, great investment. Decompression tables, great investments. If you have a model and you have a system in place, they pay for themselves very, very, very quickly. In fact, they don't cost anything if you look at it right. If you bring in a decompression table because you want to market it and you want to, or you bring in a decompression table or a laser because you like it, because it sounds cool and you think that you get results with it, but you don't have a system in place to be able to move people through your sales process, you're going to lose money on it, and then you're going to be pissed because you spent all this money on a piece of equipment you don't know how to use. So you got to have a sales process in place. You got to have a sales funnel or a value ladder, and then you got to have marketing and strategies to be able to drive people in. And so then the next step would be to look at things like, all right, well, how much is this person worth to me? Because if you know that, then you know how much money you can spend to get one. If you know how much this person's worth to you, then you know how much money you can spend to get a new one and still break even, right? And if you do that right, you can't fail. It's really, well, you can, but it's really, really hard to fail. So hopefully you guys got something out of that. Give me some feedback, give me some comments later on. Obviously, this will be available for viewing. I'm going to start trying to upload these more and more to YouTube so we can keep a hold of them and share them. But if you have questions about your sales ladder or what kind of systems or processes or services that you could plug into your practice, feel free to reach out. What my Gray and team doing here is we've got the marketing in place for all the practices we're working with, and then we've got some really cool stuff again coming down the line here very shortly with adding in the consulting and the coaching side to help build this process out. Because this is what I'm doing right now, and I'm doing this secondhand, but we're actually going to put some structure into doing this for practices that want to take it to the next level. And then, I'm talking about chiropractic right now because it's an easy transition for me, but the same thing applies with dental, medical, massage, acupuncture. If you are a standalone practice, you could, as an acupuncture practice, you can bring those in. I was at a marketing event this past weekend, massage therapist down in Florida, really smart guy looking. And so we sat down and we went through, hey, where can we add value into your process, into your business? Right now, he's only doing massage, and he does it, in different time blocks, and he can offer different massage styles, but basically all he's got is massage. So it's like, well, what can you do to create a better experience? What can you do to create more value, charge more, see less people? And so we talked about things like, like adding in really nice surround sound music into each room, like a Sonos player, and then putting a little tablet on the wall, so when the person walks into the room for their massage, they can actually select whatever music they want, not what you chose for them. So something simple and easy, doesn't cost a whole lot of money, probably $350 all in to get a tablet and a Sonos player. But people could go into each room and have their own music based off of what they want. Offering coffee bar out in front, free waters. You could upsell, you offer free water, but then if they wanted a juice, you could upsell them on a juice. Coconut water, things like that. You could talk to them about things like Normatec recovery boots, right? So if they're an athlete and they want some performance and recovery, you could do recovery boots for vasopneumatic compression therapy. You could hire a nurse to come in and do IV drips. You could I mean, nutritionists, you could bring a dietitian part-time. You could bring a chiropractor in and do maybe have them independent contract a room next to you, and you're feeding each other patients back and forth. Do it compliantly. But you get what I'm saying, right? Figure out how you can create more value for each of the customers that you're already bringing in up and down the value ladder, right? Giving away free content, giving them a membership site. So if you're a chiropractor and you want to, you feel like you got your business under control, or you got your practice under control, but you know that there's more, you want to give back more. Create a membership site for your patients where they can pay monthly, you get access to content that you create, just like I'm doing right now. Get on, do videos and create content, show them what you're learning about, stretches, talk to them, do video blogging basically, and just let them hear from an expert consistently and charge them for it. Believe it or not, people will pay for that. As long as you're providing value, you can sell people whatever you want, but the value has to be there. You get to define what that means, but your patient's going to determine if it's a truth or not. So hopefully, again, you guys got something out of that. I went a lot longer than I wanted to. So again, give me some feedback. Let me know what you guys think. If you don't have a sales ladder, get one plugged in, start working on it. And then when you get this in place, driving traffic and marketing gets a lot easier. If you try to market and you don't understand your sales ladder, and you don't understand how much people are worth to you at any given point, it makes marketing really hard, because you don't know what you can spend. You don't know if you're profitable. You don't know if you're breaking even. You got to have the whole picture. Okay, cool. All right, that's all for now. Thanks, guys. Look forward to talking to you again soon, and stay tuned for what's coming down the pipeline. See you guys. Hey, Dax, what's up, brother?